Hey friends, it's Liz, the official craft nerd, and today I am joining Christy Creates open collab for Chic for Cheap. Now, my first DIY is going to be this adorable little farmhouse milk jug, which actually I created from an actual milk jar. This was some specialty milk. It was root beer flavored milk that we got from a local market here, and it was actually really good. But I'm just reusing this bottle. So you can definitely repurpose old glass jars, old glass bottles for things like this all the time and not even have to spend the extra money of going out and finding these bottles. So basically, all I'm doing here is giving this a quick coat of my favorite Waverly chalk paint ever, which is plaster. Now, I do believe I give it at least 2 coats just to make sure that you can't see that lettering that's underneath. And you can see I'm just hitting it with my heat gun just to speed up the process. Then I'm just going to take some Waverly chalk paint and ink, and I'm going to just give it a quick dry brush over the edges and the corners just to add that farmhouse texture. So once my paint is dry, I'm taking some of these amazing rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree. These are in black, and they had a lot of this little greenery decal that I loved, and I've used these rub-ons on many different projects before, so I thought it would work perfect for this farmhouse style milk jar. And they're really simple to use. You just kind of place the sticker down, and you can see I'm just kind of using my little tool there to kind of rub it on there, and then you just gently peel it back and that transfer is on there. You can kind of see me here. I switch tools just to kind of make sure I'm really getting it on there. Sometimes you have to press a little bit hard just to make sure, and again, if you just kind of gently peel it up, you can see what's still attached to the sticker paper and what needs to come off. And once I'm done adding my decals on there, I just simply tied some jute twine around the top of there just to, again, give it more of that farmhouse feel. And what I'm doing right there is just making a quick little finger bow just to add to the front of this. I just wanted to have that little bit extra, and I love adding these little bows on everything. So in the end, my inspiration, it was about $35 on, I believe it was Etsy, and I only spent $1 in making mine. So if that. So this is the final product, guys. You'll have to tell me what you think about this one down in the comments below. Okay, so for DIY number 2, we are making this floating shelf. Now, I have been wanting to do this for some time, and I thought this was perfect to be able to do for this challenge. So I am reusing one of the many Amazon boxes that I have in my garage. And I felt like these boxes, they're actually pretty heavy duty, and they can hold, believe it or not, they can hold some good weight to them. So I really thought I'm going to turn this into a floating shelf. I was bound and determined to do it. So basically all I did with this is, you can see me taking some duct tape, and the reason I'm putting the duct tape all around this box was I wanted it to be an even surface to paint. Now, in hindsight, I probably just could have painted over the box itself with the stickers and everything that's already on it. But I just wanted to give it a little bit more texture with the strips of tape, and I don't know, I guess I just really thought that adding the duct tape was going to help as well as with the strength of the box and just keeping it very cohesive when I added my layers of paint that's going to go on this. So once the box is completely covered with the duct tape, I am taking some of that Waverly chalk paint and plaster, and I am going to give this box one full coat of the white. What you're going to see me do is add some different colors to this to give it more of that wood grain texture. Now, there are many ways to, I think, do wood grain. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. It's just playing around with the different colors and seeing what you like. And I went for a more lighter brown, slightly darker stained wood. I'm not sure. I just kind of messed with it as I went and decided on a darker look ended up looking better. I don't know. But it was fun to do. It's definitely fun to experiment and to try to play around with colors and mixing colors. So you have to just try it out and see what works best for you. So I'm just using a little bit of the antique wax, and I believe this other color was like hazelnut or something. Not cashew, but hazelnut. I can't remember. But it was a different shade of brown. So I just went ahead and took both of these. Now, I didn't really let the white paint dry, and I wanted to keep it that way for a reason. I like the blending effect that the brush was giving with the different colors, so it definitely worked out to my favor on how I wanted this done. So just kind of give it these brush strokes. I definitely would say to use a brush when you're painting these, so it gives you those different lines, those separated lines. It kind of gives you that grain effect. But again, play around with it and see what looks best for you. This is just kind of how I started with it. So, and this is after I had added the antique wax to it, and I do go back and add another coat. My inspiration was from this Wayfair shelf. Total would have been about $78, and my cost was free. I definitely love how this looked. It's tacked up with 2 nails into my wall, and it is sturdy, you guys. Like, it's not going anywhere. So I really love this idea, and I think I'm going to make some more. So tell me what y'all think about this one below. Okay, and this is my final DIY project. It is 3 shelf tier tray type thing. So I thought I would recreate this using some of these larger paint stir sticks that you can get from Walmart. I believe it's like $1.98 or something for like a pack of 3. And then I used these wood planks from the Dollar Tree. Now, the wood planks I believe come in a pack of 6 or 8. I think it's 6. And I've already have a bunch of these on hand, so I thought I'm going to use these for my shelves, and I'm going to use the paint stir sticks for the back of my tray, I guess. I'm not sure if I should call it a shelf because it's not hanging, though I'm sure you probably could hang it. It's more of a modern version of the tier tray. So in any case, I am using hot glue and wood glue. Again, it's for my long-term, short-term hold, and I'm just gluing 2 of those paint stir sticks together. I wanted the base or the back of this to have a good, solid, sturdy back. And then what I started to do for the shelves is I'm just gluing pieces of this wood down. So right here you can see again adding the wood glue, adding the hot glue, and gluing these pieces together. Now, I initially started off for the bottom shelf using 8 of these wood planks, but I do come back, which you'll see here in a few, and add another layer. I just wanted the base, the bottom shelf, to have as much support as I could give it, just because even though I know I'm not going to put a lot of really heavy things on this is definitely just a decoration piece. I still wanted it to be sturdy. I didn't want it to, just fall over and break or whatever. So, and I definitely don't want to break any of my little things that I would put on the shelf. So, I ended up again using, that would be 8, 9, 10, 12 of these planks for the bottom shelf. So the way that I put this bottom shelf together is I'm using some of these jumbo popsicle sticks that I had on hand from Walmart. And as you can tell, struggling with that wood glue, y'all. I think it's time I get a new bottle. But anyway, I am just securing 3 of these large popsicle sticks on the back, again, both with the hot glue and the wood glue, just to give this some much needed support on the base and to hold these all together. I didn't want to go through the whole process of trying to glue on the ends and keep them stuck together that way. The popsicle stick trick is just the best. So, but you can see here, this is where I'm starting on my second shelf. And this one is just going to be 2 planks like so. And again, I just glued the planks together. And I will do the same thing with this that I did with the first shelf, where I'm using the wood glue and the hot glue and just battling it out with this glue, man. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the struggle. Um, and then once it's all put together, I'm using the popsicle sticks again in the back to secure these together. Now with these shelves here, I'm not going to use the large jumbo sticks. I am just going to use the popsicle sticks that come from Dollar Tree. So you can see that I just put one stick down the middle as well as one on either side of this shelf, just going ahead and giving it that extra stability that it's going to need. And then the top shelf is just going to be one plank by itself, doubled up. Now, the bottom shelf, again, I am still wanting to make sure this is super secure. So now I'm using these Jenga blocks. And there's also a method to my madness with this because I need to have something for that back to glue to. So I'm putting some Jenga blocks on all of the corners of this as well as in the middle on the back end. And I'm just kind of stacking them up, kind of making like an L bracket with these blocks so that way I can securely attach this to that back piece there. Now you're going to see me kind of going throughout this video like messing around, adding layers of the blocks just to make sure everything is even and secure, and I'm just going to continuously keep checking to make sure that it feels sturdy enough. Because again, I don't want it to be floppy or flimsy or anything like that. I definitely want it to be able to hold things. And in my mind is because I'm putting all this effort into this, I'm working hard to make this actually be something that I'm going to use. So I want it to be nice. I want it to actually work. So as you can see here, I'm just securing that back in onto my shelf and making sure there's enough hot glue there on either side, and it works out pretty good. So I'm going to do the same process with the second shelf as well. Again, I'm just going to add some blocks up on the back of this, kind of, again, as you can kind of see there, making like an L bracket, and then I'm going to glue it to the back of this. And like I said before, like I kind of keep going back to it, just adding the Jenga blocks, bringing more support to it as needed. You can't see me do the top part of this because obviously my camera angle is, to die for right now. But what I am showing you is how I came back in and added the extra blocks here to the bottom, just to give it some more support on the base. So what I end up doing is adding these half sliced beads, or wooden balls, I guess I should say. They're not beads. You can buy those off Amazon. They're pre-sliced. They're awesome for adding embellishment. And I'm just adding them on all the four corners of my shelves. What I'm doing here is just kind of fixing and securing the back end of my spine because it kind of shifted on me a little bit. So in any case, once all of that was done, I'm just taking some of my antique wax and I'm going to give it a good coat stain. I first started with just doing the baby wipe and the stain on there, and truthfully it was too light for me, so you do see me coming back in and just taking a paintbrush to it and adding it extra heavy because I wanted this to be a darker piece. So my inspiration piece was about $34.99 on Amazon, and I probably spent about $5 on it. I think it's different. I definitely would probably try it a different way next time, but I really liked how this came out. I think it's cute, and if it's decorated right, I think it's awesome. So you have to tell me what you guys think. But hey guys, thanks so much for sticking around and watching. Of course, don't forget that I am on Instagram. You can find me at Official Craft Nerd. I will leave my link down in the description box below. And also make sure to check out the rest of the playlist, as well as all the other crafters that joined in on this challenge. And if you aren't already, I hope you hit that subscribe button below and make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload new content. Until next time, guys, stay safe.